Hi, my name is Eric Edmeades. I'm the founder of WildFit, and I wanted to issue this statement about the coronavirus pandemic. In fact, I didn't want to issue a statement at all. I felt there were enough non-experts offering non-expert advice all over the place. Just a week ago, I saw one non-expert tell us that it was no worse than the flu and that it was basically contained. That same non-expert today issued a Europe-wide travel ban to the United States. So we're clearly getting some conflicting advice from a variety of non-experts, and I didn't really want to throw my hat into the ring. But ultimately, I did for two reasons. One is I was getting tons and tons of questions from our clients and fans from around the world. And two, every time I saw people offering advice about what to do about this, they were leaving out one of the things that I think is the single most important thing you should be giving thought to, and that is your last line of defense. Okay, before we get to that, let's talk about the advice we're getting. It's absolutely clear that the CDC and other governmental issues know what they're talking about, and they've offered really good advice. To protect yourself, it is a good idea to practice social distancing, particularly relative to people who might be symptomatic or sick. It's also a good idea to wash your hands and avoid touching your face. If you are symptomatic, then it's incredibly important that you protect the people around you by socially distancing yourself from them, potentially wearing a mask if you need to be around them, making sure that you too are washing your hands on a regular basis, covering your mouth and nose whenever you need to cough and sneeze, and washing down and disinfecting any surfaces that you touch that other people might come in contact to later. These are very important steps that you absolutely should be taking. And what they're not telling you, and I'm frankly unbelievably amazed by this, is that your immune system is the last line of defense, and that's where you should be putting a ton of your effort. The other day, I was in an airport, and yeah, I was somewhat surprised to see people freely touching counters and touching their face. I even saw this one woman walk up to a public drinking fountain and drink from it. Now, as much as that kind of shocked me, I'll tell you what really got to me though. The people walking around the airport, eating gummy bears and chocolate and soft drinks and alcohol, basically doing everything they can to assault their immune systems at a time when we're facing a disease pandemic. So what I want to suggest to you is that on top of the CDC recommendations, that it's time for you to really work on supporting your immune system during this time. I'm not saying you can never eat those things again. I'm saying that those things can be fun, but this is not the time for it. This is not the time for refined sugar and corn syrup and all those garbage sweeteners that we eat. This is not the time for preservatives and additives and unpronounceable ingredients that you can't even begin to say yourself if you're reading them. I'm telling you, this is not the time for things that are going to stress your immune system. This is the time for giving your body the things that it really needs. So what does your body need? It needs really good nutrition. What does that mean? It means it needs a variety of fresh vegetables. It needs good, healthy fats and proteins. It needs those things. It also needs really good hydration. It needs rest, it needs sunlight, and it needs fresh air. And it needs love and support. Those things absolutely help you to build your immune system. And anything that is going to hurt your immune system, for example, junk food, unbelievably bad quality fats, horrible refined sugar, disgusting preservatives and additives, those things are hard on your system. And yes, we might indulge in those things when times are good, when we do it occasionally. But right now, your immune system needs a break. And so I believe that the most responsible thing you could be doing for your own health and for the public safety is to follow the CDC directives and support your own immune system. Get really good nutrition. Eat really good stuff right now. Eat the really good stuff that you know you need to be eating. Make sure that you stay incredibly well hydrated. Make sure that you rest. Make sure that you get good fresh air, that you get sunlight. Look, your body sends almost every blood cell that you have up to the skin layer on a regular basis to make sure that it gets some sunlight. Get some good sunlight. And also make sure you're practicing some kind of routine to keep your stress levels down, meditation or walks in nature and so forth. I really want you to hear this. From now onwards, every time you see a tweet, an Instagram, a Facebook, a news bulletin that tells you to practice social distancing or that tells you to wash your hands, every time you hear those things, I want you to know they're true. But what they're leaving out is that even more important than that, or at least as important than that, is that you take care of your immune system by making sure you're well nourished, well hydrated, that you get good sunlight, that you get good rest, that you're reducing your stress as best possible. Please take care of yourself during this difficult time. One last thing. When the public gets concerned like this, it causes panic. I didn't even want to make a video that might make people more afraid, but I wanted to make a video that might inspire people to take care of their last line of defense. So What I want to suggest to you now is that this is a really good time for focusing on the fact that this too shall pass. I want you to take a look at what's absolutely great about your life. I want you to take a look at the fact that there are great people around you. It's really important during this time that you control your focus and do the very best you can to keep your stress levels down. I wish you the very best of luck during this time. I will probably issue other videos in the future, but for now, I really just want you to take absolutely good care of yourself and take good care of your family. Thank you. Good night, good evening, good morning.